All right, boys and girls, you just did the poem My Shadow. And then you had questions to do as well. And we're going to go over those questions together to kind of see how you did. So number one, it says the speaker in the poem is a child who what? He does not see why he needs his shadow. He doesn't see the point of needing his shadow. So when you are answering questions, make sure you're going back and double checking and showing your work. Right here it says, I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. So what can be his use? I can't really see it. So right here is telling me I don't understand the use of him. And it looks like he's bothering me. So you should have chose letter B on number 1. Okay, so number 2, it said, which of these lines from the poem rhyme? So when you're looking for a rhyme, you really have to go back to each of these lines. So let's go look at 4 and 5. Bed and grow. No, those don't rhyme. 11 and 12. See and me. Yes, those rhyme. 14 and 16. Cup and bed, no. And 6 and 8. Slow and all, nope. So your answers were 11 and 12. You can easily go here and underline. This was question 2 for C and me. All right, great job. Number 3 was your next question. It says, what does the speaker's shadow do when he jumps in the bed? Well, we need to go and find out what the shadow does when he jumps in the bed. So let's go back and find that. What does the speaker's shadow do when he jumps in the bed? Oh, All right, here. He is very like me from heels up to my head, and I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. There's question 3. All right, what does he do? He jumps before the speaker gets in there. The shadow jumps before him. Great job. All right, questions 4. Oh, here's one of our unfamiliar words, context clues using a dictionary entry. It says the word shoot, and it has our 4 different definitions. These are all the right definitions for shoot, but we want to know the definition of shoots in line 7 of the poem. So let's go back to line 7. For he sometimes shoots up taller like an India rubber ball, and he sometimes gets so little that there's none of him at all. I'm going to read before there. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow. So we're talking about him growing and how he sometimes kind of shoots up taller. So this is question 4. So he shoots up taller. What could that possibly mean? To flow forcefully, to kick, to film or photograph, or to move quickly. He's shooting up really tall. He's a shadow that's growing. The answer was meaning 4. All right, number 5. This is an example of a narrative poem. Now, remember, narrative poem, it tells a story. Think of the word narrative, and when we wrote personal narratives, we wrote a story. So why is this an example of a personal narrative? Has lines that do not rhyme? Well, actually, it does have lines that rhyme. Tells a story. It is funny. It's like a song. It tells a story. That's what makes it a narrative poem. All right, we have a couple more questions. Hold on, let me turn the page. All right, question 6. Read these lines from the poem. 11 and 12 is what we're going to be focusing on. He stays so close beside me, he's a coward, you can see. I'd think shame to stick to Nursey as that shadow sticks to me. He's sticking to him, right? He's so close beside me. That's what I'm seeing, is that this is so close to him. It's probably annoying him. The poet includes these lines in the poem to most likely show. So basically, it's asking you, why are these lines there? What are their purpose? That the speaker is ashamed of the shadow? I don't think he's ashamed of the shadow. Maybe he just doesn't want him to be around, possibly. That the speaker loves his shadow? No. That the speaker is bored? No. That the speaker is scared? No. Okay, so maybe he is ashamed of his shadow. He doesn't really want him near him. Okay? All right, so the answer was F. On number 7, our last one, in the last stanza, so that's why we number our stanzas. Why does the shadow stay in bed? So why is he still in bed at the very end? So let's go back and look. It says right here, one morning very early before the sun was up, I rose and found the shining dew on every buttercup. But my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepy head, had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. Why was he behind him asleep in bed? Well, right here, he woke up very early before the sun was up. Well, what do you have to have a shadow? You have to have sun. And if he woke up before the sun, that is why his shadow was still in bed. Not because he's scared or sick, because it's still dark outside. All right, great job, guys.